Greetings and welcome to Yarnspirations. I'm Mary Beth Temple for Hooked for Life, and in this video we're going to take a closer look at the squishy Fisherman's Rib knit blanket. Now this is a super soft plush blanket made in Bernat Softee Chunky. You can click below to get more information on materials, and while you're down there, subscribe to the channel for fresh content weekly on knitting, crocheting, and other yarny stuff. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at this Fisherman's Rib. It's a very simple 2-row repeat, really easy to read your stitching once you get it set up, and you're going to love learning how to do this. So let's get started. As is often the case, I have cast on a smaller swatch than you will have if you're knitting the whole blanket. But let's take a quick look at this. So the first thing you are going to do is cast on 113 stitches. Working back and forth across the needle in rows, knit 7 rows of garter stitch, noting that the first row is the wrong side. And then there's only a 2-row repeat that we have to learn. So I'm going to show it to you when you're working on your garter stitch border, because that looks one way. Then I'm going to put a few more rows in and show it to you on pattern so that you have an idea what it looks like no matter how far along in the project you are. So for the first row, which is a right side row, we're going to knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it says purl 1, knit below, repeat from asterisk to last 6 stitches. So we're going to purl 1. So I had to bring my yarn to the front for the purl stitch. Now I'm going to put it in the back between the needles, so not a yarn over. It goes between the needles, and that is for our next knit stitch. So instead of knitting here, like I normally would, I'm going to knit in the row below it, but I want to make sure that I'm going straight through, because that will ensure that I'm catching the row below and also this loop. I need this to not unravel, so I'm going right into that hole, knit 1 below. So we're going to do that all the way across to the last 6 stitches. Purl 1, knit 1 below. So see the hole? We're going right in there. Purl 1, put that yarn in the back, knit 1 below. And as you can see, you can develop quite a rhythm. It's a lot like knitting ribbing. Okay, we're coming up to the last 6 stitches, or we will be if I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it says you have repeated from the asterisk to the last 6 stitches, purl 1, knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here we are at the end of that first row. Moving on to the second row, we're going to knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knit 1 below, purl 1, repeat from asterisk. So we're going to knit 1 below. So remember, not in that stitch, but in the one below it. And that's how it looks on the back. So knit 1 below, purl 1. Knit 1 below, purl 1. So now for those of you that like to read your knitting, this one's pretty intuitive, because you'll notice that the purl stitches line up over the stitch that presents as a purl, and the knit 1 belows line up over the stitches that present as knit stitches. So really, truly super easy to read your knitting if you put it down to go answer the phone or cook dinner or take a walk or whatever you need to do when you're not knitting. And we're going all the way across to the last 6 stitches. Knit 1 below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my asterisk repeat ended with the purl 1. I have 6 stitches remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's knit 1 below, knit 5. Knit 1 below, knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we are at the end of the second row. You can see our nice plush column starting to develop. This is what it looks like on the other side, which is pretty much the same, just offset by 1. So you are only going to repeat those 2 rows until the blanket measures 46 inches, ending on a wrong side row, and then knit 7 and cast off. But for those of you who want to look at the fabric a little more closely, I'm going to go ahead and put a few more rows on this and then bring it back on camera so you can take a closer look. All right, we've built our fabric up a little bit, and I'm just going to do those 2 rows one more time. But it's super simple to read your work now. So we're on a first row, knit 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, purl 1, knit 1 below, repeat from asterisk across, purl 1. See, and you got a great big target right there now that you've got some rows built up. It's super easy to see where to stick that needle. To last 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, purl 1, knit 5. Once again, you can keep an eye on your work, make sure that your columns are building up the way they are supposed to. It's very simple to see if you've made an error because of how geometrical it all is. And then for that second row, we're going to knit 5. Knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, repeat that across to the last 6 stitches. Knit 1 below, purl 1 until 6 stitches remain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Knit 1 below, knit 5. Here's my sample on this side, and here's my sample on the other side. So thank you so much for joining us here for the Squishy Fisherman's Rib Knit Blanket. I am Mary Beth Temple from Hooked for Life. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for fresh content weekly on knitting, crocheting, and other yarny stuff. We look forward to seeing you again here real soon. Bye-bye.